everyone, and thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Mademoiselle Lynna, and you can find me online at www.ConjureKnits.com. Today, we are doing the Scorpio TarotScope for April 2021. We are going to be using the Heart of Fairy Oracle by Brian and Wendy Froud. Before we get started, I would like to say thank you for viewing my video. If you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to my channel. Hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, and click the little bell so that you'll receive notifications of when I go live or upload new videos. I do try to stay pretty busy here on my channel. On Sundays, we have the Conjure Crew with myself, Mambo Tanya, and the Black Bonnet Witch. On Mondays, I upload the weekly forecast. I also have a Card of the Day daily reveal every day. On Wednesdays, we have a virtual book club. Currently, we are reading Enchantment of the Fairy Realm by Ted Andrews, and we are learning so much about these fantastic little fae creatures. By the way, there is no purchase necessary. We put the words right up on screen so that we can all read along together. Let me see. I also, of course, do all 12 zodiac signs for the monthly TarotScope. And I even pop in from time to time to do free readings. So you're really going to want to be able to get my notifications for that. All right, I have rambled on long enough. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Card number 1. What is the challenge for this month? And we have the Big Behind. This is about new perspective, knowing your options, survival. If you've ever been on an airplane, then you've no doubt heard the flight attendant explaining that in an event of an emergency landing, be sure to know where the nearest exit is, keeping in mind that it may be behind you. If you fly often, then you have sat through this speech many times and gotten used to it. Yet it's always important. Think about it. Knowing where the nearest exit is can make a huge difference to your survival. When something uncomfortable is happening and all you really want is to get out as quickly as possible, you may be absolutely fixed on the one idea you've had that may get you out. You may feel that there's absolutely no other way to go. No other exit from the mess you have found yourself in. Well, take a moment and look behind you. Turn around and look at the situation from another angle. Step out of your forward focus, and you may see that the solution is right there behind you. Remember, the big behind is something that you never see as you go forward through life, but it's there nonetheless. In fairy, looking through a holed stone, a loop of willow branch, or into a dark reflective pond is a good way of seeing what is really going on from a totally fresh point of view. In fairy, looking behind is as important as looking forward. Okay, card number 2. What positive energies can I embrace this month? And we have the Queen of Bedlam. This is about responsibilities of partnership, frustration, and the gift of sanity. Who is the Queen of Bedlam? What is her purpose? It may not be as complicated or as extreme as it appears. She is an everyday queen, a queen of day-to-day life, the keeper of the little things that when added together become a madness of sorts. Have you ever been doing something very ordinary, something that you've done 1,000 times? When suddenly it seems that if you do this particular thing just one more time, you'll go mad? It could be as simple as packing your children's lunch boxes, sewing a button on your partner's trousers again, or cleaning up a mess your dog just made. These are all responsibilities of partnership that must be dealt with over and over again. When the feeling of, I'm going mad, sweeps over you at these times, the Queen of Bedlam has decided to visit. She is calmly sitting in your kitchen, pulling the petals off the flowers in the vase on the table. She is tearing your kitchen sponge into tiny pieces and cutting the sleeves off of your partner's shirts. She is doing this for you. She comes to take the feelings of total frustration, of just not being able to continue living with any sanity at all, and envelops them into her immense capacity to embrace everyday madness. It is her reason for existing. So give generously of your small neurosis. She'll take care of them and leave you sane to face another day. Okay, and card number 3. What negative energies do I need to negotiate this month? And we have, okay, the Lady of Joy. Now this is about joy in the moment. Sharing, it is a true gift. To choose the Lady of Joy is to receive a true gift for yourself. She is such an important being. To know her touch is to know pure joy. She comes to remind you that joy can be found everywhere at any moment. It has no size limits, no sell-by dates, no conditions attached. It just is. So accept this gift. Find joy in the moment and pass it on. Joy multiplies when you pass it on to others. It is infinitely large. So if you get some away, you will always have more than enough for yourself. A good thing to remember in a world that can seem joyless much of the time. Fairy is a joyous place. By finding joy in the everyday, you help to make the veil between the worlds thinner and the probability of fairy contact much more likely. So do your duty for the cause of the interworld communications and be joyful. Okay, and card number 4. What do I need to make time for this month? And we have In Two Minds. This is about internal dialogue, decision, action. Should I? Shouldn't I? I could do it this way, but then again, I could do it that way. I could change things, but then again, I could just let things be the way they are. I could get up and do something, or I could sit here and think about it. Do I want Chinese food or Italian? A walk in the park? Another hour in front of the TV? Decisions plague our lives. In Two Minds has never made a decision in his life, at least not one that he has stuck with for more than a minute or two. He can't. He literally has 2 voices going on in his head at all times, and they never ever agree. Do you recognize him? He may be living in your head even as you are listening to this. If he is a familiar figure to you, then it is time to acknowledge him and remember that once you acknowledge him, his presence can be useful. You recognize the fact that although any argument has at least 2 sides, in the end, you have to choose and make a decision. It may not end up being the right one, but until you decide on some sort of action, you are as stuck as he is, forever arguing with yourself, forever in a static state. Be brave. Do something. When you take that first step, you'll find that the next one may be much clearer and more obvious than you could have ever imagined. Okay, let's keep going. Card number 5. What opportunity should I seize this month? And we have the Fairy of Youth. This is about enthusiasm, limitless ability, and positive expectations. Sometimes it's important to see things through the youthful eyes of this fairy. As we grow older, we tend to lose the sense of wonder that we once had as children. Children often believe that anything is possible. Children know that their parents are good at things. They assume that we can do anything, and because of their expectations, we try harder and harder and found that indeed we can do almost anything that they can imagine. I know that people listening to this will think, well, of course you can do things. That's what you do. But that's not the point. The point is we don't know we could do it until we looked at the situation the way our children are seeing it. When we looked at it with a sense of wonder and put aside our preconceived ideas about limitations, we find that we can do far more than we ever thought we could. And this applies to everyone. Approach things with a youthful enthusiasm and a child's assumption of limitless ability, and you may find that you too can do things you never imagined possible. Why limit yourself? Wow, Scorpio, I totally get it. You know, and especially these past couple of weeks, it's like every little thing has gotten on my last nerve. I have even questioned myself, how many fucking last nerves can one person have? Because it's just everything back to back to back to back. And this is stupid stuff. Stuff that, normally any other day could just be another day, another thing, right? But it's like these little things get on my nerves. And I do. I tend to get frustrated. I know you do too. Because it's just like, what the hell? But that's just the Queen of Bedlam. And we can use her in a positive way because it breaks up the monotony. We get so stuck in a rut, so used to doing things the same way every time. And so she throws in a little chaos here and there to remind us to mix it up a little bit. And we can use that in a positive way, almost make a game out of it. You're like, what the fuck? How do I fix this? Okay, well, the answer may be right there behind you. I mean, look to your past. What lessons have you learned? How can you do this different? How can you find joy in fixing this? Don't let it irritate you. Know that it's her that's fucking with you and laugh it off. Fix it. But in order to do that, the one thing you need to do is make a decision. How are you going to fix it? And stick with that. Don't keep flip-flopping back and forth or procrastinating saying, oh, I'll do it later because I can't stand it anymore. I'm to the point I'm losing my freaking mind, right? Seize the opportunity to think like a child. Think, you know what? This ain't no big deal. I got this. There's nothing I can't do. And believe me, Scorpio, there is absolutely nothing that you cannot do. You've got this. Find the joy. Make it, laugh about it. Laugh it off. Fix it. Or decide what you're going to do. Do it. Fix it. And carry on about your day. All right, guys. If you have resonated with this reading and would like a more in-depth and personal reading, please go over to my website at www.ConjureKnits.com. Click on the link at the top of the page that says book a reading, and I will talk to you soon. If you have found this video helpful and feel that someone else will benefit from it, please, by all means, share it. All right, guys, I'll talk to you soon. Love you bunches. Bye-bye.